lot of people here are new and don't really understand graduations. We haven't had one in a while, and all the new kids are probably wondering why they have to sit and watch a ceremony for a person they never knew. I thought the exact same thing at almost every graduation I've gone to in my time at Headway. I thought that even if I earned a graduation, I would never want one. I didn't see the point. In my mind, graduations were tedious and pointless, even for the person graduating. I remember once telling Ben that I knew exactly what would happen at each graduation and each goodbye circle. I said, there will be the people who were close to the person leaving and who will actually have something meaningful to say. There will be the people who pass or just say good luck, which in my mind was fine too. And there will be the people who maybe had one or two conversations with the person graduating, but then they act as if the two of them were best friends. And of course, there were the people who said, I didn't know you, but those people annoyed me the most because it felt so disingenuous. Of course, I was eventually convinced that I had earned a graduation and that there would be good reason to have one as a marker on my journey and a celebration of my accomplishments, or we wouldn't be here right now. Sitting and listening to goodbye circle after goodbye circle had been so agitating for me for so long, but it helped me build my tolerance for things that made me uncomfortable. Without the super annoying aspects of Headway, along with the great aspects, I would not be where I am today. For a majority of my time here, I was angry, bitter, bored in school, and really unhappy. This was how I felt about everything in my life, though, not just here. I was begging every day not to come back to school, and I had no interest in working the program. I got here last February, and until April, I barely even said a word. I would sit quietly with my head down, not interacting with anyone. I would sleep in class. I was practically a zombie. This was partially because of my medicine, and I blamed it on my medicine, but it was also partially because of me. After my meds were worked out, though, I started to open up more. I was sitting up in groups, making a friend or two, even participating a little in classes. Sadly, my path here was pretty much 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Even when I started to make progress, I would revert and want to leave again. At this point in my Headway story, I just wanted to get out, and I felt that if I could manipulate the system, I would be allowed to leave earlier. I didn't want to do the work necessary to really deal with my problems and my anxieties, and to gain the skills I would need to be more successful in another school setting or in life in general. My effort to avoid addressing these just by leaving nearly worked too. But right as I was about to leave at the beginning of the school year, I backslid a bit too far, and it was decided I had to stay longer. I was furious. I pushed everyone away again. It didn't matter how close we were or how long we'd been friends. I became a lone wolf. School started and I was miserable. I had done it to myself, but that didn't stop me from blaming absolutely everyone else. I hated the teachers, the school, my family, my old friends, everyone. I felt like if I wasn't trying, then I had an excuse for failing. I acted out and pretty much gave up altogether. I also would like to mention that I was so isolated I would do whatever it took to be alone. I had the standing desk, like I think it was this one actually, and I would take it to every class just so I wouldn't need to interact with my peers. You could hear it coming down the hallway. At this point, the plan was for me to leave at the semester mark. That plan didn't last very long because after I started acting out, I was told I had to stay even longer because I wasn't ready to leave. I was in leadership group at the time, and then I made a mistake and got kicked out of it. I really want to emphasize how grateful I am that this happened. It is exactly what I needed. I'm so grateful for all the small nudges and all the big pushes that everyone here gave me. After the leadership group situation, a reset plan was made for me, and for a few weeks I was actually starting to turn myself around. The key words here are a few weeks. Are you starting to see the pattern? Because the staff here was. Every time I started to get better or behave or cooperate or deal with my issues, I would regress. I would go back to the angry, vengeful part of myself, and nothing would get done. I had spent a lot of time not working on my goals. One day, I was sitting alone in the Citadel instead of being in group, and it hit me. The one reason I was at Headway was for therapy, and I wasn't even doing that. I was not just wasting my time, I was wasting the time of everyone around me. I decided to make a change. My goal was to get out of Headway and get on with my life, and I was done half-assing it. I started socializing, making friends, and working hard. One of my trademarks here has been my hallway walking sessions. For a very long time, I walked alone. But it was at this time I started walking with someone. And I honestly think that the day I stopped walking alone and started walking with Deanna was the day I started opening up and started working on my stuff for good. I still had bad moments, a lot of bad moments, which everyone does. But now I don't clump all of my bad moments together and define my life on those moments. I am looking for the good in life. The thing is, I learned that if you want a change made, you have to make it yourself. No one was going to force me to get better. And even if someone tried to get me to do something, it wouldn't matter because I'm pretty stubborn and I don't really listen. So, I have problems with change, and a lot of change has happened to me over the past year, but I am so much better able to cope with it now. I am now about to embark on a journey to the next chapter of my life, and I want to thank you all. When I came to Headway, I really wish I would have believed people when they told me that what you put in is really what you take out. If I had put in a lot of work when I first got to Headway, there would be no way it would have taken me a year to graduate. It was absolutely no one's fault except my own. If you take anything from the speech, it should be the idea of accountability. If Headway had like an accountability bracelet, I would have finally gotten it after a year. My hope for all of you is that you will take accountability for your actions and work hard to get to where you want to be in life. I think everyone will be shocked to hear this. I've been making jokes, but at this moment, it is so bittersweet. I know it's what I've been waiting for so long, but I'm sad to be leaving because of the support and relationships I've made here, in addition to the confidence you all have in me. I'll now leave you with a quote from some lady named Mary Englebright, and I sincerely hope you all take something from it. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Thank you.